Welcome to The Rest Between Sets, a podcast about health, wellness, and the real lives behind the workouts. I'm Rebecca, a physical therapist and a strength coach who has had some really good conversations with athletes while they're resting between their sets. I've gotten some really good life advice, and so every week I sit down with members of our gym and our community to talk about what it really takes to be strong in the gym and in life. Today's podcast guest is honestly like a personal hero of mine because he works for my favorite store, Costco, which if I had to pick a defining feature of West Ashley, it's our love for Costco. And he's also in a rock band, which is super badass. Hey, Mike, how are you? Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Rebecca. Good to be here.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so happy you're here. So Mike's, he does small group personal training, and he also works at Costco. And I have to say, I think one of the defining cultural traits of West Ashley is everybody's love for Costco.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I know that you're close to retiring. How long have you worked there?
24 years.
24 years. Wow.
Yeah,
and
24.
have you always done the same job there, or have you kind of switched your departments?
Well, it's the same job. It's stocking in the mornings, but I've gone through almost every department in the store as far as, stocking in each one. So, yeah.
So you get to see all the new merchandise and stuff as it comes out and everything?
Well, especially in the section that I'm in. A lot of times, I hate to say this because, we're so busy concentrating on the section that we're in. Sometimes we don't see all the stuff that comes in the complete store.
Yeah.
But I do get, privy to a few things.
That's awesome. Well, what's your favorite thing about working there, and then what's your least favorite thing?
Like I said, being active is, especially now, like I said, being 61, I love, to stay active, and that job does keep me active. But the people too. I mean, of course, the people I work with, coworkers, are always, it's always good to come in and see them as well. What's the least favorite thing?
Yeah.
I guess.
You work kind of weird hours, I know that.
Yeah, 4:30 in the morning is when we start. Normally, this week, unfortunately, we're there at 3:30 in the morning.
Right, because you're doing inventory still?
No, actually, usually when we come earlier in the morning, it's when we have an outside company working on the building because they have to work before we open and be done. So they come in overnight, and then we'll come in the morning and try to get more things done.
Oh, gotcha.
So.
Is it weird to be in Costco when it's dark and there's no customers there?
Oh no, actually, it's not. Actually, as much as we love our customers and our members, it's nice to be able to, for what we do work-wise, it's good to have, an open floor.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But then again, I say this to everybody when I think about my job, 24 years of the same job. The only time I wake up and see the sun in the morning is on my days off for vacations.
Yeah.
So every day is going to work in the dark.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really windows there, are there?
No, not in Costco.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did notice they just changed their lighting. It seems like the lights are yellower.
Yeah,
it's
a little more controlled LEDs. They can actually switch it up between, like I said, what feels a little more like daylight, a little more like, room light.
Yeah,
so,
I think that's smart.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite products from Costco? They can be current or, anything from the past 24 years.
Stuff I love is, we sell these, and we have sold different ones, but there's this real healthy, frozen chicken that I love to get, from them as well. And of course, my organic peanut butter. That's a staple every morning, is that and an apple, so I definitely love that. So, and like I said, just depending on, there's certain seasonal items that come in, that you like to see them because their prices are going to be, really good. So
yeah. What is the craziest thing that's ever happened there when you've been working there?
I'm not sure if I should say.
Oh, well, I mean, you don't have to, or just something that you are comfortable saying, I guess.
Well, I mean, accidents happen sometimes, and actually one gentleman did get hit in the head with a forklift.
Oh no! An employee or a customer?
An employee. It was in the morning and stuff like that. I mean, it caused a very large cut, and he was fine. He was okay, but it's just one of those things that that's probably the craziest thing I can ever remember.
Yeah.
Going on there.
That must have been pretty wild.
Yeah, it was.
Did people ever steal stuff or try to steal stuff?
All the time.
Really? Even with people checking their receipts at the doors?
Yeah. Well, when they check the receipt at the door, a lot of times they're looking for the quantity of items in the cart because there's no way that we could individually check everyone and keep everybody moving,
right.
In and out the door. There'd be lines back way beyond the registers if that happened. But all through the years, the 24 years I've been there, and especially the department I work in now, which is called hard lines, that's the section that goes from the electronics all the way down to produce, and I stock that every morning. But it's the least traveled area of the building, and back in the day when we used to carry like DVDs, CDs, and stuff like that, we would find empty cases and stuff. I still find empty cases of like makeup and things they'll take from other departments. Craziest thing I saw, empty boxes of Crest white strips.
Really? So somebody stole a bunch of Crest white strips?
Yes.
How strange. I mean, they're kind of expensive, but
and this was back when they first were, so they were more expensive, and so I could, but we definitely find, clothing, all this stuff we find back there all the time,
That's crazy.
Open food stuff too. People took a little bit of like snacks and threw the bag back in our section.
Yeah. Someone, crazy. I don't know if it was you or not, but somebody told me once that somebody stole like a display bike from Costco or something. Do you remember hearing about that?
I think I'm.
You might have. Did you tell me about that?
Might have told you that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the electric bikes we have, because they come in, their batteries have a little charge in them, and sure enough, he
just wrote it out
the store.
That's pretty audacious.
That's so that's that, I think that might actually been one of the craziest things.
I wonder if they ever caught him.
I don't know, because who knows?
Yeah.
They could have went in the woods, just nobody would have found them.
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
So you've been working there for 24 years. So how old are you now?
61.
61, and then so how old were you when you started?
Geez, what was it? 36, 7, something like that. I can't. Don't have to.
Okay. Very cool. And did you start off
38,
like
38? I think it was
38. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you start off stocking with them?
Yeah, I've done this the whole time. Mm-hmm. That's why I said for 24 years I never wake up with the sun.
Yeah.
To go to work. It's always So, but yeah.
So you must have probably seen like a lot of changes over the past 24 years.
Oh yeah, there were. Especially and when COVID happened too, that was probably the largest change, because supply things got messed up, and
supply chain,
it got totally messed up, and we used to have certain patterns, like if anybody's shopped at Costco for more than 10 years or more, you knew that 2 times a year in the middle of summer and after Christmas we got furniture, and furniture would go out, and we our seasonal stuff would switch around. Now we're pretty much getting stuff almost all year long. We still have focuses sometimes on furniture and things like that, but there'll be now there's not just a certain time of year or whatever. That's definitely been a big change for us, because just finding room for everything. Because we got so much.
Yeah, even in the warehouse, like still hunting for space and everything.
Oh yeah, and we're rearranging stuff. Like I said, as I told you before, there's a couple aisles of 124-25 and 126-27 where we actually took the ends of the aisles off so we could have more room to put produce out.
Yeah.
So we changed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, literally the case that has the produce in it right now was not there.
Really?
Produce was over where, across from the drinks, where some of the deli hummus and stuff like that is. There was no freezer box or anything. Wine used to be over there where the produce section was.
Yeah.
So things have changed.
Some things have changed, but the hot dog's still $1.50, so that's good.
That'll never change.
Yeah.
That's why Costco found their own suppliers for that, so they could keep the prices, low.
That's pretty cool.
Keep that going. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's cool that they did that.
Oh yeah.
So another cool thing about Mike is that he's also in a band. So do you want to talk about your band a little bit? What's the name of the band?
Well, 2 bands. One was Go Jenny Go. We've had that band since 2009. We haven't done anything in the past couple years. The band really isn't over. And it's, like I said, it's all original music, 3-piece kind of pop punk kind of stuff, and more 90s sound. Grunge mixed in with a little bit of that, and if you can go look it up on YouTube, we have a couple videos, Go Jenny Go. But the band, our drummer from Go Jenny Go, had another band, a heavier band called Carbon Prophets, and I replaced their bass player about 1.5 years ago. And we've been playing out every so often and writing new material. It's all original as well, and definitely love it.
Is it still the same genre?
No,
this one's kind of heavier.
This one's a little more leans toward the late '90s, early 2000s new metal. A little bit of screamo in there.
Yeah.
Our singer does that, but definitely enjoy playing some of the heavier stuff now.
Yeah.
And I really like that. And enjoy being able to just get up there and act like an idiot for 40 minutes.
Where do you guys usually play at?
A lot of times, most of the time, because it's the type of music we play, the heavy music, the Trolley Pub up in Somerville is probably one of the main spots, Pub 61 on 61. We did play downtown at Burns Alley, and that was a fantastic gig. And we're going to try to find other places like Royal American and a couple other places, try to get into.
Awesome.
I hope so.
And you got a show coming up August 30th, right?
August 31st, up at Trolley Pub, and we're actually opening up for a Limp Bizkit tribute band.
Oh, cool, Mike! That's gonna be awesome.
So pretty much our music fits right in with that time period, so it should go okay.
Who's like one of your favorite artists? I know it's hard to pick one.
So many to list, but I mean, like I said, with my age and stuff like that, I've seen a lot of music over time, but I really, Led Zeppelin, Tool, I love System of a Down. There's, I mean, and I can go all the way back to, Elton John in the 70s and, the Boston, I mean, and like some of those bands, I mean, there's a lot of influences, trust me. I won't leave out the Beatles either, because, then Black Sabbath, of course.
Of course, yeah.
R.I.P. Ozzy.
Yeah. I was telling you, I've been seeing like a lot of Ozzy Osbourne stuff in my social media feed. So I didn't really know anything about him, but it sounds like he's got pretty fascinating history.
Well, yeah, I mean, cultural icon. I mean, besides being part of the band that were the godfathers of heavy metal at the very beginning. I mean, his solo career plus he had that show, that reality show, The Osbournes, which apparently was incredibly popular.
Yeah.
And it just showed a more human, funny side of him. So that's like I said, he's definitely endeared to a lot of people. Over the years.
Yeah, I never watched that show, but I remember his wife was a judge on America's Got Talent.
Yeah,
that's where I know her from. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's a manager. She managed him and she other bands and stuff like that too. So yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of different businesses at play with that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Different brands.
Sure. And that's like I said, it definitely made him more well known and a cultural icon per se to more people than just metal fans or hard rock fans.
So I feel like both being in a band and working at Costco, like both of those are pretty physical activities, and it's pretty cool that like someone your age is like doing all of that, like a lot more so than even like someone much younger.
Yeah, well, I can't speak to anybody like that. It's just this is what I love to do. I mean, working at Costco is work, of course, but the band thing, like I said, I've been in bands since high school, 1980, and so I've never not really been more than maybe a year or two not being in a band or not being part of something and playing. And having moved down here in the last few bands I've been in, all the way from, like I said, the early 90s, we've been writing our own stuff, and writing your own music is just I love it. There's nothing that
that's
beats
super
that.
impressive.
I mean, playing some covers are fun because you love certain bands, like you said, your influences and everything, but when you put your stamp on something and you're happy with it, that's
Do you sing too?
A little bit. I do a little bit of backup singing.
Because I think that's hard to sing and move at the same time. Like I think that requires some cardiorespiratory fitness.
Yeah. Well, in the band currently, Carbon Prophets, I'm not doing very much singing. But I'm still getting my cardio. Trust me.
Yeah. For sure. Well, Mike likes to run.
I can't stand still. When I'm playing.
Yeah, Energizer Bunny. That's good. And you've seen some similarities too between some of the movements we do here and some of the stuff you do at Costco.
Oh yeah,
like the pushing and pulling and things like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I'm pushing empty pallets and stuff, and that's basically the sled.
Yeah, it's like the sled. Yeah, sled pushes.
And of course, pulling pallets with the pallet jack as well. I mean, heavy pallets is the same thing with the reverse sled movement and stuff. And there's other lifting things that I'm notice the parallels into some of the things we're doing here.
Yeah.
But. Yeah. So
if anybody that's listening is like interested in playing like with a band or like starting a band or anything, like what advice would you give them, having been in so many bands?
Well, in the current state of the music right now, especially with streaming and stuff like that, there's not. I don't feel that there definitely a shift from people wanting to go out and see live bands. I mean, they still do. I mean, Burns Alley was a place that surprised me because I assumed a downtown club, nobody wants to see, and people accepted us with open arms, not even knowing our band. So, I mean, there's a desire in some instances, but I mean, just get it. Even besides being in a band, if you love to play or you're interested in an instrument, get it, practice or learn or see what you can do, and then you never know. Like I said, if you get to a point where you feel comfortable, find other people. Put the word out. Social media now is, like I said, even though it's a blessing and curse at the same time. To where
it's a double-edged sword.
You could find people out there that are willing to play. Probably a lot easier than we used to back in the day. And a lot of it was word of mouth and or maybe so we used to have a music newspaper in town a long time ago called the Free Times, and you would post in there. But
Well, okay, so I have another question for you about songwriting. So I've always wondered this: when you write songs, do you write the melody first, or do you write the lyrics first, or is it kind of like both at the same time?
No, a lot of times it's music first.
Music
and then,
first.
Yeah, music. Well, sometimes somebody will come in with a musical idea, a riff or whatever, and we'll expand on it. You know, with me on the bass and the drummer and stuff. We'll just like recently we have a new song and we were kind of stuck on where to take the chorus, and I was able to come up with the chorus. Even the guitar player came up with the main riff.
Yeah.
But I was able to do the chorus, and a lot of times it's so much easier for a singer to and even having written lyrics myself, it's easier to have a melody to go against. It's harder to put a musical melody to words than it is to hear a melody and come up with words that go along with that. So I would say music first, words second.
I gotcha. So you come up with a riff, and do you kind of see the tone first? Like, is it going to be a happier song or like a sadder song or an angry song? Like,
yes.
Probably most of your music probably is more angry.
Well, the heavier stuff can lean toward it definitely has more of that aggressive feel to it. But then again, sometimes when you're writing the songs too, if you don't want to repeat yourself 100 times either. So you could have like an angry verse section, but when the chorus comes in, it could be more of a major chords to make it, it offsets, and then you can go back into that. So you can take, especially with progressive music, even though ours isn't so much progressive, but you can have hills and valleys in different directions in one song, many times.
Absolutely.
So and then of course there's sometimes you want to just have a whole song that just pushes the aggression a little bit. So
you need that when you work out. For sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think some of our music would fit workouts.
Yeah. Well, do you have any advice for other people that are maybe in like their 60s or 70s or anything like that are like thinking about working out but they're a little nervous too, or?
Don't be nervous. At all. Don't be nervous at all. I mean, yes, I was a little nervous coming into the to the gym and stuff like that. Not having really worked out like that. Maybe just doing a little bit of jogging after work that I was doing. And no, because coming here, especially, and with you guys, your help and everything, things you thought you couldn't do became just second nature.
Yeah.
In a sense. I don't mean like they're still easy. They're easier. I'm just saying it's there's no fear in doing those exercises anymore. Once you get over that thing, I'm willing. I want to see the challenge. I want to see what's next and see what's different and see if I can push myself a little bit more. And if nothing else, if you can't come into the gym, move, walk.
Yeah.
Do something. Get some miles in, or whatever.
It doesn't have to be weightlifting necessarily, although that's super helpful.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, and there's plenty you can probably lift around the house.
Exactly. Too. Yeah. Like animals, small dogs, cats, children.
Well, gardening.
Okay. So many people. I know so many people that garden. Like that seems to be like one of the best activities you can do. Like.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially if you have your own house and everything. Like,
you're moving and
outside,
and especially if you have to use fertilizers, dirt. You're lifting bags. You're taking things off. You're lifting plants to to put in the ground and what have you, and like you said, you're out in the sun, you're out in the outdoors. That is super great. Get that vitamin D.
It's good for mood. Yeah, it's really good for mood. And Mike also had an injury too a while back where he strained his hamstring too, but he still kept working out and like training around that. So I know that was pretty hard. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
And once again, that being one of my first major type injuries, it's scary because you want to be ginger with it, and we were, and like I said, you guys tailored workouts that fit perfectly around that. You don't want to. You hate having setbacks, but you know better to not push it. And even at work, I was trying to avoid it. Of course, it was my right leg, and my left leg I think paid the price of being overcompensated. Because I started feeling once we started getting into it more tightness in the hamstring on the left one. I mean, no injury, no pain like that, but just you could feel the
listen to the warning signs.
Exactly. And patience is the hardest thing, but patience is what you need. You have to take your time to get there. And make sure you don't rush it, or else it's going to happen over and over again, or get worse.
Patience, I think, is really hard for a lot of us, myself included. But
Me too.
And we all hate having setbacks, but sometimes you have to regress to progress too. So
and the thing is, don't stop. I mean, within your power of doing it, go ahead. My injury wasn't severe that I couldn't walk or anything like that, so I could come in the gym and could keep doing it. I mean, but always, make sure that you can, or what the doctor says or whatever. So
well, Mike, that was really, really good advice. I think that was super helpful. And I think I was going to really like hearing about the band and Costco and everything.
Probably more Costco than anything.
Well, yeah, anything else fun to add about Costco or the band or exercising or anything?
Well, I mean, I could do the plug for Costco. If you have the black card, the executive membership, or the thing, you get to come in an hour early. We open at 9 o'clock from 9 to 10.
That's
for
new,
anybody,
right?
Yeah, anybody with the executive memberships and stuff. So,
okay.
You can come in a little earlier and beat the huge crowds, because right now they're not large. We've only been doing this for a month.
Yeah, I went in the afternoon the other day on a weekday, and it was slammed.
Oh yeah,
maybe because it's summer.
Well, between 11:30 and 2:30 or 3 o'clock, that's probably the
worst time to go.
Yeah,
I like going an hour before closing.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That seems like the best time to go.
You can walk through the store pretty freely without worrying too much. Yeah.
Definitely avoid Saturdays and Sunday mornings.
Yes,
it's the worst time to go. All right, cool. Well, thanks, Mike. And say your band name one more time and where you guys are going to play next.
The band name is Carbon Profits, and we're going to be playing August 31st at the Trolley Pub up in Somerville.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Well, I'm hoping to go. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks so much, Mike. We'll talk to you later. Thanks so much for listening to The Rest Between Sets, and thanks so much, Mike. You were an awesome podcast guest. Our guest next week is Christina Miares. She's a physical therapist, and she does CrossFit for people that have had spinal cord injuries, strokes, traumatic brain injuries, and everything in between.